All right, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch something here called The Demon. Let's check it out. All right, our film starts out with a woman being killed. A second woman. This is Emily, actually. She's like a 14-year-old. She actually is kidnapped. Dad comes home. Actually, I think the first woman was not killed. That's the mom. She survives. We don't see exactly what happens to her, but... Her killer then hitches a ride.
You're lucky I came along. There's not much traffic on this road at night. Where are you from?
He doesn't say
Not
much.
the talkative type, huh? She hasn't said it out, but that's damn well what she thinks. Hey, don't let me scare you.
And he goes after the driver. The parents of Emily hire Cameron Mitchell. He's some sort of psychic detective. He plays Big Bill Carson.
Joan, I know. Colonel Carson. I ask the same questions the others ask. The only difference, sometimes I get the answer.
He goes into Emily's room to try to get some sort of reading on her. Family still has hope that she's alive, but she's not. And Cameron Mitchell's overacting. He then decides to sniff her pillow. That ought to help. This is Mary, played by Jennifer Holmes. You might remember her from the first season of Newhart. She's a teacher, and she sees a creeper outside the school. Hint, hint, that's our killer. While in a changing room, which shows us her boobies, she sees him again.
How'd you like it?
And just like that, he's gone.
I said, how'd you like it?
She's high up. She's floating. Floating. There's always the wind.
Is she alive?
I can never be certain.
What are you?
He's less than a man. And more than a man.
That's profound.
Much more.
I prefer cats who work for a living.
Back to Mary. She's living with her cousin, her 18-year-old cousin, Joe.
Financial statement and his credit rate.
She's going to go out on a date with some dude named Dean.
Deal? There's a deal. You want to know something?
This is Dean.
You're really kind of sloppy. You feel sorry for yourself.
Well, hell, the richest kid on the block doesn't have to be the happiest.
Meanwhile, back at school, Mary again sees the creeper. The demon, if you will. Meanwhile, Joe's getting more and more into Dean. I think he wants to get into her, too.
I'm looking at you through my super duper spy camera. When I look through the viewfinder, I can see right through your clothes.
No nudity here, but he decides to take some sexy photos of her.
I really don't remember.
I'm sure he told the wrong button to that mother last night.
I believe this is Emily's father, who has a run-in with the killer. It's so dark in this film, it's hard to make out anything sometimes. But I heard that crack. He now has to talk to
I hope that I misread your meaning.
Emily's mother.
I don't think you have.
I don't know what that means, but she's not happy that her husband's dead too,
is also coming true.
and takes drastic measures. I'm not sure why she's mad at him. Apparently not. That's the end of Big Bill Carson.
Who's looking at me?
Back to Mary, who's got her own
Same guy?
boyfriend now too.
And Dr. Stewart came over to the house to tell me that he saw Prowler.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. I didn't want to sound paranoid.
Moments later, Joe leaves her boyfriend with blue balls. Last blue balls he'll ever have too. Joe is next. Mary returns from her date.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
She heard a noise, wanders into the next room, and finds her cousin dead. And then she runs upstairs and tries to hide under the bed. You'll never find her there. No, well, shit.
But no man knew. But
Notice he has razor blades or some sort of razors on his fingers like Freddy Krueger. And he apparently is distracted by the radio. At some point her bathrobe falls out, so she's running around topless in the attic. Not that you can tell because it's so damn dark. She's able to continue to elude him. She eventually gets down to the bathroom where she devises a plan, which involves scissors. She puts on a shower curtain to protect her modesty. Hooks up some sort of hose system. I'm not sure what the purpose of the shower cap is, but she blasts him with hot water and stabs him with the scissors, thus killing our demon, who is just a normal man, and ending our film. All right, let's talk about this movie called The Demon. You see this box art there? You see those little claws or those metal spiky things on his fingers? This is the best view you're going to have of him because you can barely see him in the movie. The quality of this print is so bad. I actually have this on, I think, at least 3 different versions. In fact, I was actually reviewing it and watching it on this version, 50 Chilling Classics. I only brought up this one because the next movie I'm going to watch is called Scream Bloody Murder, and that's on this one, so I figured I'd get 2 in 1. But it turns out I do have an actual box for this, which was put out by Diamond. Had this thing for probably 25 years at this point, a long time. The movie itself, it was filmed in 1979. Apparently it was released in 1981, although IMDb says it came out in 1982. I don't know, take your pick. Cameron Mitchell is the star of this movie. Actually, he's not really the star. Jennifer Holmes is. Jennifer Holmes apparently was on season 1 of Newhart in the 80s and then left after that. And she made The Demon also, and not a whole heck of a lot more. She plays a woman named Mary, and she gets stalked by this killer who has those little claw things there, kind of like Freddy Krueger, but not as long, at the end of these gloved fingers there. This killer recently killed a few people, kidnapped a woman named, a little girl, a 14-year-old girl named Emily, killed her father at one point, and then the parents, before the father's killed, bring in Cameron Mitchell, who has like 10 minutes of screen time, apparently, even though he's top billed. He's a psychic detective, and they want him to find their daughter. Of course, she's dead, and they don't know that at that point. But after the father gets killed by the same killer, Cameron Mitchell goes to the mother and tries to talk to her. She pulls out a gun and shoots him in the head. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. And then we focus back on the stalker and this Mary chick who's a school teacher. She keeps seeing this creeper pop up on the school grounds, and then he disappears. Mary lives with her 18-year-old cousin named Joe. Both Mary and Joe get naked a couple times. We see their boobies. And they go on separate dates at one point, and then Joe returns home with her boyfriend, Dean. They kind of fool around a little bit, but they don't go all the way. She kicks him out of the house, or lets him go, and then he gets killed in the car by the killer, and then the killer comes in and kills her too. Mary comes home from her date, was about to take a shower, and then she hears a noise, and she goes to check, and she finds her dead cousin. So she screams, runs out of the room, runs right into the killer. Then the killer chases her through the house. Eventually, she hides under the bed thinking that'll work. Doesn't work. He finds her, but then he gets distracted by the radio, which starts playing something. So she takes off out of the room. Her bathrobe gets caught on the door or something. So the next thing you know, she's running around in her panties, naked in the attic, trying to get away. She falls. She finds a hole in the attic, or like a gateway, a door or something to the roof. But then she falls through and onto a bed down below. The killer finds her, chases her again. She ends up in the bathroom, where she sets up some sort of hot water hose thing and gets some scissors. She puts on a shower curtain as a coat. And then she puts a shower cap on too, which I don't understand. Killer comes in, gets blasted with water. She then hits him with scissors and in the throat, and he falls into the bathtub and dies. End of story. Now, throughout this movie, when we did see Bill Carson, who was Cameron Mitchell's character, he kept describing this killer as a demon, or the demon. He's not a demon. He's not supernatural. He's just a killer with little razor blades on his gloved finger. Now, is this movie any good? Not really. I sure could use a nice cleanup, though, a nice DVD or Blu-ray release, because the quality of this print is shit. Like I said, I have at least 3 different copies of this, and they're all bad. I used to see an ad for this movie back in the 80s. There was a certain company, and I can't remember which one it was, that had an ad, a whole bunch of ads at the end of their tape after the movie played, and The Demon was one of them. So I saw this ad repeatedly many times when I was a kid, and eventually I tracked the movie down. I actually got it originally from a video store called Denny's Video in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. It was on Calumet Avenue, right across from the Taco Bell. Long gone, of course. I got Pink Flamingos from there, too. They also had the Hearst. It's a pretty decent store, actually. But anyway, that's where I got The Demon, and I've seen it a couple times over the years since then, but nothing really stands out for this movie because I don't remember it, because it's not that great, I guess. Does have a couple nude scenes. Our ladies are attractive. Our 2 actresses who played Joe and Mary, they have some topless scenes in this movie. But again, the film print is so bad, it's nothing to really titillate you, put it that way. But the film itself, like I said, there's no real gore. Maybe there's a couple scenes briefly, but it's more of a thriller type thing, I guess. I don't know why they keep calling him a demon, and I don't know what the deal is with these fingers. We don't have any idea why this guy is doing, what his motivation is. We know nothing about him. It's never explained. It is what it is. It's I want to say an early 80s slasher, but again, it was filmed in 1979. And what makes this unique is that it was a South African film. I don't have any films that I'm aware of that were filmed in South Africa, except The Demon. Not sure how they got Cameron Mitchell over there. They probably paid him in alcohol. It's The Demon. Check it out. I'll leave some comments. I'll leave a link to something down below. Pretty sure there's no DVD or Blu-ray of this, so you're going to get a crappy version like this one here, but what are you going to do? Check it out. Leave some comments. It's The Demon. Watch it. Bye.